pretend I'm so lost, gone for quite some time.
Oh, it's Kamala campaign volunteers.
Oh, hell yeah! I'll be right there!
Oh, actually, sorry, it's just carol singers.
Oh, man!
I knew. Wait, I think you have some really good points. Do you want to maybe come inside and talk about it some more?
Oh my goodness, you guys. Well, welcome to Southern Traditions for the Southern Drawl Podcast. This is season 2, episode 1. Guys, we're so glad you're here. Welcome back, man. It's been a crazy end of 2024 and a beautiful start to 2025. I got to say, we worked really hard last year, guys. We worked really hard to expose truth, to fight for the values and the morals that we so desire to maintain in this country, to make America great again. That's right, guys. It's 2025 though. It's January. Did you have a good Christmas? We had a good Christmas. We had a fantastic Christmas. I got to be honest. We got 2 really cool presents right at Christmas that we didn't expect to get, and they just kind of came, and it was just one of those things where it's like, man, I didn't see this part coming, but I'm so glad it happened. And one of those presents I want to share with you guys right now. Both presents? I'm going to share one present with you guys right now. So don't go anywhere. You guys are going to love this. I loved it. Me and my wife, okay. So first of all, if you've been watching our Southern Traditions videos, you might have seen where we took a trip out to Texas. We went to Austin, and we went and saw JP Sears out in Austin. It was a great show. It was fantastic. Now, on our way home from Austin, we decided, you know what, let's detour up to Waco, and then we'll make our way back to Florida. Now, we went to Waco specifically because my wife, being the shopper that she is, she just really, really, really wanted to go see the Chip and Joanna Gaines silos. So we went up to Waco. We went to the silos. Beautiful place. Oh my goodness. That place is incredible. Chip and Joanna Gaines have done an incredible job of just pouring back into their community in a way that has just been supported and uplifted by their community. It was a beautiful place. We loved it. But while we were there, we had the absolute pleasure of meeting Mr. Jimmy Don Holmes for JDH Iron Designs. And he does all the metal work for Chip and Joanna Gaines. He does a lot of their little ornaments and their little signs and the stuff like this. And he sells a lot of this stuff at the silos there in Waco. But he does other stuff too, man. He's involved with a lot of stuff. He's got a big shop there where they build just some of the most beautiful things. Now, I am going to share something really, really cool with you. Mr. Jimmy Don was just such a pleasure to meet. We got to interview him and just a very personable, just family-like guy. I just had so much. I enjoyed speaking with him just so much. It was incredible. He loved our logo. Which logo? That logo right there, guys. He loved that logo. He thought it was just incredible. He liked the fonts that we use for our logo, like the T and all that stuff. He loved it. And he told me, he said, even your face, where is it? Right here. I gotta figure out how my camera, I can't make my finger point the way I want it. Here we go. Oh, right there. My face. So he said, I have a laser that can literally cut out every single little thing. And he was like, maybe I can make you something for your podcast. And I was like, well, that would be cool. What are you thinking? He was like, a big sign. And I was like, oh, yes, please. I love that idea. Check this out, guys. Without further ado, thank you, Mr. Jimmy Don Holmes, for this beautiful work of art. Guys, check this out. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can get it up here so you guys can actually see it. Let me get my headphones on so I can hear what I'm doing here. Guys, would you look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work of art right here. Look at that. Oh, look at that. I can almost match it with the... That is so cool. You got to admit, guys, he did such a fantastic job with this. I'm going to put it up here so you guys can really see it. Look at this thing, man. It is so beautiful. I love everything about it. I am just so in love with this sign. It was such a generous thing that he did. And check this out. I just want to show you guys this part too. Turn it around here. Mr. Jimmy Don Holmes autographed the sign himself. What an incredible, incredible thing to do. And Mr. Jimmy Don, we received this beautiful sign. Let me just be careful with it. I'm scared to mess it up. We received this beautiful, beautiful work of art December 23rd. It was just the most amazing Christmas present. So here at Southern Traditions and the Southern Drawl Podcast, we are so very, very thankful, sir. Thank you for this. Guys, if you're listening to this podcast and not watching it, this one's going to have a lot of visuals. So I would recommend check us out on YouTube at Southern Traditions. You'll find the whole episode here of the podcast where you can see this beautiful work of art. Now, we're going to put this sign, probably, you can't see it, but there's a wall right here. In fact, I might just show you. Let me see if I can show you this. This episode's a little different because I'm trying to share some things with you guys. So stick with me. If it's not if the sound's not perfect and all that, I apologize. But check this out. So first off, the wall that I want to put it on is literally right over here. So I'm going to try to turn the camera that way a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But there's a beautiful wall over there that this sign will fit perfectly on. Let me show you. And I think it'll go great when we have guests and that kind of thing. So this is the wall I'm looking at putting it on right over here beside the podcast. Right there, man. I think that would be just a beautiful spot to put this sign. We're thinking about backlighting it and putting like a wood American flag and that kind of sort of stuff behind it. But either way, whatever we end up doing with this sign, guys, whatever we end up doing with this sign, guys, it don't matter. This thing is absolutely beautiful, and we are so very, 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 very thankful Mr. Jimmy Don Holmes. Guys, check them out. JDH Iron Design. You can Google them. You can look them up. They got a website. You can get stuff like this done, and it's really affordable, and he does just such a tremendous, just such a fantastic job, guys. Look at that sign. All right, I'm going to get this out of the way now, and we're going to talk about some other things. Okay, all right. So you guys have seen what an incredible thing to do. I mean, he doesn't know us. He didn't have to do this, man. He made us one of the most beautiful things. You can tell I'm overwhelmed with thankfulness, with just joy over that beautiful gift. So thank you again, Mr. Jimmy Don. Now, all right, so let's move on. So it's January. What's today? I don't even know. January the 8th. Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm so sorry. I've been trying to get back in here and get this next episode out, but we just had so much going on here lately. It's okay though. We're here. Episode 1 for season 2 happening right now. What's been going on? Man, a lot of stuff has been going on this year already. We're only 8 days in. We've had an explosion in Las Vegas. We had a what appears to be a terrorist attack in New Orleans. All this happened right around the 1st. The New Orleans thing, I gotta be honest. I looked into it a little bit. It just seems pretty cut and dry. Some wacko did some wacko thing, I guess. I don't know. I'm not so sure about the Las Vegas one though, man. I've been looking at all the different, podcasts, all the different information, all the different news sources, all the different stuff that's going on surrounding this particular incident in Las Vegas. And it seems to me the guy that they're claiming just, flipped his lid and decided to do something crazy. Seems to me like he was a Trump supporter. He was a huge Elon Musk fan. Why would he do this? Nothing about that makes sense to me. Yeah. Then you get this Sean Ryan podcast, which I've always really liked Sean Ryan. I watch a lot of his podcast episodes. I admire what he does. I really do. But I got to be honest, man. The more I look at that episode he released, he showed an email. He showed all this stuff. Man, Sean, are you? How do I say this? Are you a CIA operative? That's just the best way I know to say it. Are you fucking with us? You messing with us, Sean? Are you being paid to feed us bullshit? Here on Southern Traditions, ain't nobody paying us to tell you lies. In fact, ain't nobody paying us at all. All this stuff costs money, and it's all coming out of my pocket, man. It's all coming out. I got nothing to gain from lying to you. All I can do is just tell you what I hear, what I read, what I learn, what I know. But Sean, there's people out there suggesting, and the more I look at it, man, I go, well, I don't know. You was a high upper military ranked dude. You was involved in all that stuff. I've liked you, man. I've trusted a lot of what you said. You even had Trump on your show, man. Tell me you're not part of the bullshit, man. Come on. Tell me you're not part of the bullshit. You're truly. All right. Let me just share with you guys, okay? I'm going to share with you right now why I kind of started to lean this way. By the way, I'm just going to go ahead and preface this. This particular individual, it's about a 9-minute little clip. And I hate to play the whole thing, but I'm going to because it's just so much information packed into one little episode. And it's funny because I dig into all my little resources and all my little things that I like to find information in. And quite honestly, this particular individual must be somewhere along the same line, same page as me, because he kind of he's found a lot of the same stuff that I've found and looked at and kind of wondered about. And he put it all in one little less than 10-minute clip. And I'm going to share that with you right now because there's a lot of information here. And quite honestly, all the digging I've done, I've kind of come to the same conclusions that this gentleman's come to as well. So I think this particular little clip is it's a good one to look at. We're going to start off first off though with just what happened. Well, this was Las Vegas. Okay, it was Trump Tower. supposedly the story is this individual, a Green Beret, by the way, a Green Beret. This is a guy. He's a Green Beret, serving in the military, serving the United States of America. A hero, man. He everything on his social media, all this stuff just pours out love for America, for conservative values, for Donald Trump, the MAGA movement, for Elon Musk, for all of it. But yet they're telling us that he went and did this thing. And for why? What did he gain by this, by doing this? The email that Sean Ryan puts out, which you guys will see here in a minute, it kind of touches on these ideas that this individual was worried about World War III. He was worried about things that are coming down the pipeline later, and he wanted to expose this and make it known. But according to the email, his plan was to put on a show and then run away and escape to like Mexico or something, so that he was going to be a whistleblower and let people know this is happening. I want to bring this to your attention. But he didn't have any intentions of killing himself. He didn't have any intentions of dying in this this Cybertruck. So supposedly he rented the Cybertruck from Toro. Actually, the guy in New Orleans also rented a vehicle from Toro. He served at Fort Bragg. So did the guy from New Orleans. By the way, so did the guy who showed up at Mar-a-Lago a few months back and was intending to take a shot at President Trump, who got arrested. Obviously, Secret Service thwarted that whole plan, which was great. But he also served at Fort Bragg. Like, these three, they got ties? Like, what's going on? So they're trying to make us believe that they've got ties. I don't believe they do. First of all, I've looked at the whole Fort Bragg thing. Fort Bragg is apparently this gigantic military base. So it's possible that all three of these individuals could have all served there, been there, spent time there, whatever, and never run into each other, never contact each other. And I believe that, by the way, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that. I live right here in Florida on the Space Coast, okay? I know countless numbers of rocket scientists, engineers, space people that work out at the Space Center, people who work for Lockheed Martin, people who work for SpaceX, people who work for what's the other one? Amazon one, Blue Origin. So the fact that all these people, and the fact that all these people that I know work out at the Space Center, you would think the Space Center is not huge. Look it up on a map; it's not that big. But you would think these people would like run into each other from time to time. Maybe they know each other. Maybe they see each other around the facility. I don't know. But it's so funny, man, because I can run into 10 different engineers that work out at NASA, and none of them know each other. Never heard of that guy. Like, no, I don't know him. I'm like, good grief, how do you not? Is that place that big? Well, it's not. It's really not that big. But apparently Fort Bragg is very large. And so with that being said, I think it makes sense that it's possible that these three individuals could have either served or lived there or spent time there or whatever, and maybe not ever crossed paths. So either way, take that for what you want. I mean, maybe they did know each other. Maybe they did. I don't know. Anyway, here's what happened at Mar-a-Lago. This was at Trump Tower in Las Vegas. So I just want to preface too with this video. In this particular video, they seem to be claiming that the individual behind the wheel in the driver's seat is alive and he's moving his head in the vehicle, I guess, is what they're trying to say. Because initial reports that came out said that the individual, he took his own life using a very large caliber handgun that was also found in the vehicle. Interestingly, they said he did this using his left hand, even though he's right-handed, which is just weird, I guess. Spur of the moment? I don't know. Maybe. But they also said that this took place before the... So if it took place before the... Then how do they think he's moving his head in this particular video? So I'm going to let you look at the video, make up your own mind. Some of you have probably seen it. It's fine. Make up your own mind. Tell me what you think in the comments, because I'm just not too sure. So you see here's the initial, and then they're going to slow it down a little bit here. Another big. Now, something I want to point out here too. This is going to be the slow-mo for the video, okay? Now, as this video, like, this is the slow motion section. As it goes forward, I almost feel like if you look really closely, there seems to be like a wave of energy moving across the front of this vehicle towards the cab. So it makes me wonder if the didn't start in the frunk of this car. If you guys don't know what a frunk is, I'm sure most of you do by now, but a frunk is a front trunk. It's kind of like the fupa of the car. So anyway, in the frunk of this car, it seems to be where this energy starts. And if you'll look at the energy as it moves across, this will be the upper left corner of this video. It looks like something's taking place in the slow motion video. It almost looks like there's a force moving from the front of the vehicle towards the cab, and then you'll see the flames kind of enter the cab of the vehicle. What this particular post is telling us is that you can see the driver's head moving this. Now, if there's this much energy moving in the vehicle, I think it's possible that even a deceased person's head would be moved around by the blast. So is the guy alive at this point? Is there a person living as this takes place? I don't know, man. You guys tell me what you think. Here we go. Slow-mo video. There's that energy. And then it enters into the cab, and you can see what looks like a person.
Footage later shows the moment explosives were detonated, causing the truck to explode outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas. You also see
fireworks here. So there were apparently like fireworks inside of this vehicle as well, mortar type fireworks. But right there, you can see what looks like a person possibly sitting behind the wheel.
Footage later shows the moment explosives were detonated, causing the truck to explode outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas.
One more time for the slow-mo. Guys, tell me what you think here. Do you see a head moving there? I see energy moving through the vehicle. Could that have moved this person? I mean, I don't know. You can see there seems to be a person behind the wheel here. I mean, there obviously was. I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. I feel like if the initial reports are true that this person was deceased before the explosion, I think it's possible that the energy possibly moved them around. There's other theories out there. Other theories that I have a hard time overlooking. One of those theories is this. And this is the one that I wonder about. Considering this man's history and his social media and the fact that he is a Trump supporter and he was an Elon supporter, I mean, this whole fiasco, I mean, you guys have probably seen the iconic photo at this point. I'll try to see if I can find it, and maybe I'll make it the thumbnail. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But you've probably seen the iconic photo where you see the Cybertruck in front of Trump Tower. You see Trump and you see the Cybertruck and it's burning, and it's like, yeah. All right. So obviously that was a huge, huge photo for all of those on the left and every Trump hater out there. It's a huge photo, right? This is iconic for them. It really makes me wonder what happened here. Because like I said, I'm getting to the theory. The theory is this is a Cybertruck, Tesla Cybertruck. Full self-driving capability, all that jazz. Now, what if this individual truly did, as Sean Ryan says in his video where he shows the email, what if the goal was just to pull up here and do what he did and put on a show and then expose, hey, something's happening, you guys need to pay attention, WW3 possibly, right? But he was involved with other people, and he was like, yeah, we should do this. What if he was offed before he ever arrived and then put into the Tesla and sent to Trump Tower? Now, I know that's crazy. That's a crazy thought. You can just send a kaboom to anywhere you want. Does it self-drive it to wherever you want it to go? Obviously, Elon has chimed in on this, And Elon, if you ever were to see this video, which you probably won't, I understand. I wouldn't want that to be a fact. I would definitely say, no, the fully self-driving capability of the vehicle was never engaged. This is where he went. These were his stops. He never engaged the fully self-driving. He just drove there. I would say that. I would. I got to be honest. I would. Because I would not want to put out there that my vehicles can be used to just load a kaboom and send it wherever you want with the fully self-driving capabilities. People say, well, because you got to be holding the wheel or you got to be looking at the thing. Actually, I've driven one of these Teslas. You guys might see that from our Texas video. When you got shades on, it goes into sunglass mode. So you don't actually have to be it don't have to see your eyes. It's like, oh, he's wearing sunglasses. Cool. Also, all it really wants is you to apply a little pressure to the wheel. Now, that wasn't hard for me when I drove one of these Teslas. I just kept my hand on the wheel, whatever. But apparently, some people don't like to do that. So they've invented these little weights that you can hang on the steering wheel that provide just enough pressure to let the thing keep driving and think you're still in control, right? I'm not advocating for anyone to do this, by the way. Please don't do this. Operate your Tesla responsibly. There's other drivers on the road. I mean, come on, man. Be in control of your car. I'll be honest with you. That Tesla, when we was driving it, now we was all interstate all the way. So when we get like construction zones and stuff like that thing didn't always know exactly where the road had been rerouted. So guys, please drive your cars. Even with fully self-drive, drive your cars. Okay. But anyhow, I'm just saying it's not impossible that this could have happened, that this could have went down this way. And I'm not saying it did happen that way, but all right. So there's a lot of speculations, all I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. Moving on. I digress. Man. All right. So this is the video I want you guys to see. And now this video was produced by a man named Ian Carroll. Where are we at? We're at 27 minutes already. Good grief, man. Guys, I talk way too much. I apologize. But this is Ian Carroll. I like this Ian Carroll guy. He's pretty good. His channel is good. I would recommend. He's got a lot of followers, Anyway, he's digging into the same kind of stuff we are. He's searching for truth. He's trying to expose the globalism and all that. His little title under his channel says, "Cancel this clothing company on all the apps." What clothing? I don't know who he's talking about. Follow the money, he says. Seek the truth. Exposing globalism, not an expert at anything but sarcasm. I like that, man. Me too, Ian. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at Ian's video now. And guys...
So the Tesla Cybertruck car bombing
this one,
in Las Vegas.
This one's crazy.
Has turned into the craziest, reverse psyop story ever. And it's still developing, but I'm going to run through all of the evidence in all directions that I have found so far, so hopefully it's easy to kind of pick up where we're at.
He does
right
do
now
a great job of running through the evidence. So
first thing,
pay attention.
Super iconic. Not an accident.
Super iconic.
But the question is, not an accident, why? And who's actually behind it? Because the media is pinning everything on Matthew Allen Livelsberger because they found his passport and his ID and a bunch of stuff of his in the car.
Which is ironic, by the way, guys. I don't know if you remember 9/11, but they found one of the terrorists' passports on the ground in the street somewhere near one of the Trade Center buildings. One of the terrorists' passports happened to survive flying through a building and out the other side and onto the street. Okay, I digress again. This particular Tesla vehicle sat and burned in front of Trump Towers for a long time. In fact, when the fire crew arrived, they don't typically put these fires out with just water and like you would see them put a fire out. Normally, they have these big blankets that they cover because they're electric. You don't want to spray in electric stuff. Anyway, they cover these fires up with a big blanket that smothers the fire. So it took a little while, right? It took a little while for the fire crew to arrive. It took a little while for them to get this big blanket out. It took a little while for them to maneuver it and get it over the thing, and for the truck to actually completely cool down to a point that people could investigate. But somehow, this man's plastic military ID survived in the cab of the truck, as well as a passport. It's amazing, these passports. What do they make these things out of? I don't even know. But it must be some incredible material. We should start making everything out of that. Apparently they don't burn. So, anyway, just a little something I noticed.
Though the car blew up, passports always survive.
Always.
And he's an active duty Green Beret that's been stationed mostly out of Germany and Colorado. And the Green Beret community is digging into this deep and getting sources. And there's so much that's not adding up. And then,
of course there's not. This guy's a Green Beret. He is a trained special forces asset. This man is well versed in explosives, in warfare, tactical stuff, all these things. He is very knowledgeable about to hold the position of a Green Beret, right? So this is the explosion he produces? Man, I mean, I've even read where some of his relatives said, no, this don't make sense because, I mean, if he'd have wanted to do damage, he would have done damage. This don't make sense. And I have to agree. I'm sorry, I just do.
And yesterday, I think it was, the plot super duper thickened when the Sean Ryan show had this whole expose on this whistleblower scenario where he had Sam Shoemate on, who had apparently gotten an email from this Green Beret dude the day before the bombing. And the email is crazy spicy.
It's crazy.
But
it's very crazy.
It's a little suspicious.
It is.
If you haven't seen the Sean Ryan Show podcast episode yet, you should watch at least the first 30 to 45 minutes.
Totally agree with that. Go watch that Sean Ryan episode. If you haven't seen it, Sean Ryan, he's got a great podcast, guys. I'm really, really, really hoping that he's not some kind of CIA disinformation asset. I'm really hoping that, Sean. I'm a fan, man. I'm really hoping you're not that guy. But you guys, tell me what you think.
Put it on 2 times speed. You should not believe everything that is said at face value. Remember, both these guys are military intelligence assets, former and current. This is the alleged email that Mr. Shoemate received. But notice that there are spell check red squigglies in here. And there's a cursor. And we've learned this before. This is not how an email appears when it is received in your inbox. This is how an email appears when you're typing it. But this is what the Sean Ryan Show put out as the email that was received, allegedly. And it alleges that the drones over the East Coast are Chinese tech and that they could bomb the White House at any minute. And it's like this whole, basically it alleges that World War III is about to happen between the...
Wait a minute. Drones. What's he talking about? We've been talking about election. We've been talking about T attacks. And now he's talking about drones? You telling me this is connected to the drone stuff? Like up in New Jersey? That stuff? Come on, man. Nah. No. Come on, why? Why would it be? Because they're not aliens? Come on, man. I was like really wanting to go down the alien road. I got to be honest. UAPs, and I'm going to be honest, I'm not off of that yet. As a matter of fact, I still think, even if this is Chinese tech or whatever they're trying to say it is, I still kind of wonder, man, is there not something else going on? Because there's people reporting all kinds of stuff on that drone stuff. I do plan on talking about that, by the way. Don't think that's escaped me. I am going to talk a little bit about it. Maybe a little bit here. We'll see. But back to this.
U.S. and China, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. And he's like trying to be a whistleblower to like stop it. But if this email is real, it's like the perfect food for the military-industrial complex and for World War III warmongering. But it gets weirder.
Oh,
so the Las Vegas officials and the FBI, who are totally trustworthy, have been assessing the scene. Hey, Gigi, don't do that. Stay over there. That's where they found the passport. They also found an incinerated Desert Eagle, which apparently he used to shoot himself in the head before the explosion. It was dropped on the floor right in between his feet in the driver's seat. And if you know anything about how powerful these guns are, and you imagine shooting yourself in the head with it and then it dropping straight down instead of like just flying into the Not to mention that no one has reported any report from a gunshot in the car at the scene at the time, and that is like the most powerful handgun you can buy. A whole conspiracy on this thread is Teslas can drive themselves.
Yes.
And
I agree.
I don't know if anyone's ever tested the self-driving because it'll watch you, and if you don't look upwards, it'll tell you to look or it'll stop the self-driving, so you can't just look down at your phone or close your eyes and go to sleep. But has anyone ever tried it with a dead body that has its eyes open? Because that is probably possible.
Like I said, you can beat that system.
It's unclear. Because allegedly the remains of the person found in the front seat, though charred, burnt beyond recognition, the DNA did not match the DNA of this guy's recent child. Apparently his wife just broke up with him, and they were trying to paint that as like he's angry. It's like Green Berets get...
Yeah, so his wife was probably just cheating on him, right? Yeah, that's a likely story, right? Come on, man. I think, as Ian's about to say here, I think it's far more likely that the DNA didn't match this man's son because the body wasn't his. That's a possibility. That's a real possibility. And if it comes out that maybe his son actually wasn't his and whatever, all right, fine. I mean, I guess people do shitty things, but I don't know, man. A lot of this just don't make a lot of sense. I mean, it seems to me like very feasible that we being told a bunch of nonsense. But we shall see.
Divorces all the time. Like maybe the kid wasn't his kid. I think it's more likely that the body wasn't his body.
Absolutely.
Because again, in the email that was allegedly sent by him, theoretically, it's very clear that he's not planning to kill himself. He's planning to escape to Mexico and to do this whole thing in order to bring attention to this and to whistleblow and to be taken.
And why would you kill yourself at this point? If you truly are a Trump fan and an Elon fan and a conservative American and just a patriotic American, you don't kill yourself now. We're walking into the golden years, man. This is worth celebrating. It's not worth dying like this. No. This just don't make a lick of sense, man.
Seriously, to get this out to as much news and publicity as possible and then escape to Mexico. He says it 2 different times in this email. The trunk was loaded up with all these crazy fireworks, and there was some gas cans in the cab that caused the explosion to sort of... It's a little unclear, but it seems like the explosion was intended to not cause a bunch of death, but just to cause a scene. Like, he chose a Cybertruck, which is bulletproof, like the worst car to build a car bomb in, and then he filled it with fireworks instead of, like, he's a Green Beret. He could have built a real high, like, power IED that could have blown the building up, theoretically. And then he says in the letter that he's trying to... It makes you
wonder, like... Yeah, he picked a Cybertruck. This almost seems like it was the whole thing was put together and built out by somebody who really didn't know a lot about how to accomplish this. We knew that we can make a noise, we can make a scene, but do anything really notable? Like do any damage? We don't really know how to accomplish that. I believe this guy, this Green Beret, could have absolutely accomplished any level of devastation had he truly wanted to. But I don't know, man. You guys, tell me what you think, guys, because the whole thing just seems
low
really
profile because he's being followed and they attempted to abduct him, but also that he's trying to keep a high profile because they know he has this IED, this car bomb rigged up, and so he got a Cybertruck, which is like, why would you get a Cybertruck? The police have had no trouble tracking the Cybertruck both in Las Vegas on CCTV footage and on its supercharger route across the country. The police said that they have tracked the purchase of the firearm, specifically the Desert Eagle, back in Colorado. There's a 3-day wait on purchasing a firearm in Colorado, so we had to have initiated the purchase 3 days before leaving Colorado to come to Las Vegas for this event. But then in the email, he gives, like, as confirmation that he is who he says he is. First off, I'm not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang V6 for verification. Well, people verified. People pulled his vehicle records, and actually he has never owned a 1996, was it? Ford Mustang, or 2006 Ford Mustang, but his first car was a Ford Mustang, just totally different year. So it's not really like, could be that because it's 30 years ago, like it's his own car 20 years ago and he just forgot the year.
I guess that's possible.
It could be like, why would you put the wrong verification in? Like, you'd think if it was someone else faking the letter, they would get the right verification because they wanted it to get verified. You think if it was him, like maybe he misremembered it, maybe it's an intentional misverification. People are like, oh, maybe it was in his parents' name because everyone's first cars are in their parents' name. Well, people pulled his parents' car records too. Check out Landry22 if you want to see those on X. But then the Las Vegas police, the officials, released like manifestos that they found on his phone, which was like charred to oblivion. But they found these manifestos that like this one is basically like, yo, all military personnel go and take the Capitol right now. It's like really unhinged and retarded. And the other one, like, it's just like screenshot and read if you want. Like the other one is just so weird. Then they released like video from.
It's so weird. I love that. Listen, if you read these little manifestos, they don't make sense, man. They don't match anything this guy was ever saying before. They don't match anything he said on social media. He's like secretly pretending to be one guy while he's actually maybe. Look, I'm not saying anything's outside of the realm of possibility.
From his Tesla Cybertruck at the supercharge station that they said was in Las Vegas, but the internet has sleuthed around and pretty much confirmed that actually that was not in Las Vegas, it was in Arizona, because there's a Carl's Jr. Next to the supercharge station. They were looking for photos where there's a supercharge station and a Carl's Jr., and it's in Kingman, Arizona, which is that stop right there before getting to Las Vegas. Plus the Green Beret chatter on YouTube and X, and everyone in the Green Beret and like Special Forces communities that are commenting on this, saying it does not line up at all. Like, he did not have the expertise to understand this kind of stuff about drones. He did not have the clearance. He wasn't even like stationed in the places where they said he was stationed. It's all very sus. Not to mention that he was like a TV star with Tim Kennedy like 10 years ago on some like Special Forces like game show, TV show. Whole other funny rabbit hole. But a bunch of guys know this guy. Like, a bunch of people on the internet right now have done operations and missions with him, or trained with him, or been stationed with him. So there's a lot floating around, and I don't have any answers. I don't know what's going on, but one thing that we can all agree on is that if the evidence starts pointing towards a war with China, or a war with Iran, or a war with Russia, it's probably the deep state setting you up for that war. And if I had to guess right now, here's what I would guess was going on. The military-industrial complex is learning as we go, and they are wise to the way this world works. And seeing how X has debunked all their other bullshit this last year, I'd bet right now it looks like they decided, what if we need to start our psyops using the decentralized media space as our patsy, as our pipeline of information to deliver the information so the internet thinks it's real. So the internet thinks it's coming from inside the house, right? And so they concoct a situation in which a known and trusted and verified internet sleuth, this dude on Instagram, who is like a military whistleblower, like hub. He's like the dude for military whistleblowers to go to. It makes sense that this guy would go to him. And so they concoct this email that goes out to him, and they concoct the scenario whereby it looks like either they got this guy and he's on the payroll, like this Green Beret guy is like in the op, or they captured him and are using him as a patsy, as the fall guy for the op.
That's what I think.
And it looks like they're feeding the...
So what he just said, it just seems too easy. It just seems too easy. We've seen this kind of thing so many times, and everything kind of matches up, you know? I mean, this is how they do it. 100%. And, you know, again, Sean Ryan, I'm going to bring you up one more time because I just want to say, I am not accusing you of anything, and I dearly hope that if the deep state has used you to essentially push out false information to all of the rest of us who trust you, I hope that doesn't happen again, and I hope that you'll realize that has happened, and that you'll, I don't know, be safe is all I'm trying to say. I hope you'll be safe. That's all I'm trying to say. Be safe, sir. I did hear that the Sean Ryan and his family had kind of like gone into hiding or something. I don't know if any of that's true. I haven't been able to substantiate that, but if this deep state is trying to use people like Sean Ryan, people like me, people like Benny Johnson, people like you know, and we've seen them try that before. Benny Johnson and Tim Pool, they're perfect examples where they've tried to pull this same kind of or a similar kind of stunt, where these are well-respected and well-trusted conservative podcasters, let's paint them or use them without their knowledge for our own shady purposes and misinformation campaigns. I pray, I will always avoid that. And guys, I can tell you right now, if it ever happens that I get used in such a way like that, I will be the first to tell you that that happened and try to clear the air and let you know that that is not what we're about here on the Southern Drawl Podcast. We are trying to bring you truth. It's a truth project, and we want to bring you truth. So I feel like Sean Ryan was on the same mission. Tim Pool, Benny Johnson, all these guys. So there's a big part of me that believes that he's probably just a victim of some kind of misinformation campaign instead of being a perpetrator for it. And I'm hoping all that's going to come to a screeching halt real soon at the hands of these men right here, because, yeah, we put these guys in the White House for a reason, to undo this type of BS corruption, to undo this type of shenanigans and essentially victimization of American citizens and patriots and conservatives like me and Tim Pool and Sean Ryan and some of these other guys who are facing a lot of this. Fortunately, we're not. We're just a tiny channel, man. They don't care about us. But some of these other guys are bigger, and they're really reaching a lot of people, and so they're pushing back against this sort of thing. And so, yeah, like I said, be careful what you look at. Be careful what you read. There's definitely some shenanigans going on. I told you guys before, even leading up to the election, once the election was over, all of that, I've told you guys over and over and over, they will keep lying. Who's they? Mainstream media, deep state, these corrupt, anti-America, globalist, one world government proponent people. They will lie to you. They will lie to you like breathing. They will lie to your face with a straight face like it ain't not like it's truth. Man, guys, you can't listen to this garbage. You gotta look away from the mainstream media. You gotta look to where the truth is. And people like Sean Ryan, I hope, are standing for that truth. People like Benny Johnson, I believe, are trying to report that truth. Others, man, Tucker Carlson, Ben Shapiro, some of these other guys, man. Russell Brand, I really like his podcast too. I don't know if you guys watch him much, but he's fantastic. Yeah. So anyhow, what else is going on? That's the whole Cybertruck Trump Tower thing, or most of it. What else is going on? Well, Justin Trudeau, our neighbor to the north, the governor of Canada. Governor of Canada? What are you talking? Governor of Canada? He's a governor of the potential 51st state, and he's not even that anymore because he's on his way out. Oh, guys, I don't know if you saw that Elon Musk post earlier. I'll try to post that one too. I don't have it loaded right now, but hilarious. Justin Trudeau has resigned. This is great news for Canada. It's great news for everybody, quite honestly, but really great news for Canada. Man, I can't believe they kept this guy in office for 10 years. What a full of himself douchebag. Look at this guy, man. What a joke. This is how Justin Trudeau sees himself. Unfortunately, this is how Canada and the world sees him. Oh my goodness. What a joke, this guy. I cannot believe they let this guy run their country into the ground. But not anymore, because the boss is back. That's right, guys. The boss is back, and he's taking out the trash. Took out the trash with old Trudeau right away. I think Trudeau just knew, He just had to know, like, I think my time's up. Trump's in office again. I better get out while the getting's good. And good for you, Trudeau, because Canada is better off without you. Yeah, Donald Trump taking out the trash. Flush that toilet, sir. Oh, I love it, man. It is fantastic. Get him, Trump. Get him. That's right, guys. That's right. Trump's not only making America great again, he's going to make Canada great again. I hear he's going to make Greenland great, possibly make the Panama Canal great again. And, that's not it. Guys, What else is going on? Well, let me just tell you, Trump might be needing to go across the pond and make Britain great again. Why? Well, because this overzealous Keir Starmer thinks for the second time now. Second time. I've reported on this before, but now it's come up again. Keir Starmer thinks he's going to travel across, or rather send some of his bobbies across the pond to come and arrest American citizens and extradite them to the UK for mean tweets. Oh, jeez. I don't know. Keir, I don't know if you need a history lesson or if you just need a, what's going on in the world type lesson. I don't know what you need. I really don't. I honestly, what I really think you need is for your citizens to stand up against your tyranny. But aside from that, you can try to come over here all you want to, buddy. There's a United States Constitution that's going to give you the old middle finger. There's a bunch of conservative Americans that are going to give you 2 of those middle fingers. And if you don't like that, buddy, we have the First Amendment, you see. That allows us to say what we want, how we want, feel how we want, do it how we want, and there ain't a damn thing you can do about it but cry. So please, Keir, cry. Cry all you want. You can come over here if you want, but I don't know if you saw, we just elected Donald Trump president. And if you need, we can have him come over there and make Britain great again. We can do that if you'd like. I mean, it's up to you. I'm sure y'all are talking behind the scenes. And I'll bet you, Mr. Starmer, if you continue to harass Donald Trump's citizens and supporters, he's going to shove a big old fist with a middle finger right up your behind, buddy. And we're going to be happy to cheer him on while he does it. What would that look like, I wonder? We've seen what it looks like when Trump flushes Trudeau down the toilet. What is it going to look like when Trump decides, we've had enough of you, Keir Starmer, and all your BS, and you will not talk to our citizens this way anymore? What's it going to look like? What's it? You know what I think it's going to look like? I think it's going to look a little something like this, guys. Tell me what you think. I think this is spot on, guys. Check this out.
Hello, is this two-tier Keir? It's Big Dick Don here. I'm hearing rumors that you're locking people up for posting memes. What the fuck are you playing at, you dirty commie cocksucker?
Oh, goodness
Hello,
gracious.
is this...
We're going to start. Okay. All right. Forgive me, guys. I forgot. I haven't seen this meme in like months. I forgot it had all this language. Forgive the language, but the meme is worth it. It's worth it to watch because, like I said, I believe this is exactly what it would look like.
This two-tier Keir?
Two-tier Keir.
It's Big Dick Don here. I'm hearing rumors that you're locking people up for posting memes. What the fuck are you playing at, you dirty commie cocksucker?
Yes, but because they are far-right thugs saying hurty words and upsetting people.
Listen, I'm going to stick my foot far right up your ass.
Because they're saying hurty words. I don't like. They're saying hurty words. I don't like the hurty words.
You can't do that to me. My dad was a tool maker.
Well, he certainly made a tool for the World Economic Forum.
Yes, he did.
Don't you bring Davos into this. I'll tell my mummy.
Listen, you slimy bastard, I'll own everything and love it.
She worked in the NHS.
Yes, well, my mom, who was probably the greatest mom there ever has been, came from Scotland. She always told me, Donnie, don't ever let those commie bastards take over the home country. So when I do get reelected,
and I'm
going to invade your fucking country and make Britain great again.
Hello, guys, that's how I think it would go down. I don't know about you, but I think that certain people around the globe ought to just keep their lips closed. You don't have freedom of speech. We do, right here in the United States of America, and you don't get to come across the pond and try to take that away from us. You take it away from your own citizens if they're going to let you do that, but we don't allow that here. No, we just don't. Guys, that is really all I've got for you at this point. Man, it's been just a jam-packed 8 days into 2025. This is episode 1 of season 2 of the Southern Drawl Podcast right here on Southern Traditions. Guys, stay tuned. We've got some cool stuff coming up. I've got another episode coming out. We were able to interview a pastor, one of my very, very, very good friends. And I literally, for like over 2 hours, guys, it's going to be a great episode. I can't wait for you to see it. For like over 2 hours, I I hit him on all the hot topics. I tried to find every little thing. I'm like, I want to know. I want a pastor's perspective on all of these things, not just politics, not just religion, but conspiracies, things going on in the world. Like, let's talk about it. So stay tuned, guys. That's coming up probably tomorrow. Maybe what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Either tomorrow or Friday. So you'll be seeing that video very, very soon. But until then, guys, be free, be blessed. And like and subscribe and share this video, because for goodness sakes, we've got to make this thing something bigger in 2025, guys, and we need you to make that possible. So we love you guys. We'll see you soon. Be free, be blessed. Come and join us again right here on Southern Traditions for the Southern Drawl Podcast. Peace.